Today we have James Rogers, the city president with Ameris Bank here in Hinesville. I've known James, he's been my banker since the mid-1990s when I was in another career, and I thought it'd be great to have him share with us some banking experiences here today. James, what are the local market expectations here currently?
Well, Jimmy, as we're coming out of COVID, a lot of people don't realize that during COVID, the Hinesville, Liberty County market was one of the few in the nation that actually saw some job growth. So as we exit that, along with all the economic expectations nationally, we expect the market to be probably very robust for at least the next 18 to 24 months.
James, where do you expect interest rates to go over the next year?
So Jimmy, as you know, the Fed has kept rates at historically low levels for the last 3 or 4 years, close to zero. But as you've seen on the news, they've announced 6 rate increases over the next year. So we will see rate increases between now and the end of this year and into next year. The short-term rate has been close to zero. The long-term rate has already stepped up ahead of that anticipated increase, as many people would see in the recent increases in mortgage rates have gone from historically in the 2s, now they're up around 4%.
Wow. James, for business owners or future business owners, what sort of loan programs are available?
Well, Jimmy, you've always got the traditional bank loans, but for new business owners or those looking to expand, a lot of times banks will refer them over to some of the SBA programs, either the 504, which is the fixed asset program for purchases of real estate or expansion or the purchase of equipment, or the 7A program, which is a loan guarantee program, which includes real estate and equipment, but will allow the borrower to also borrow working capital. Banks normally use those as credit enhancement for clients that don't quite fit the mold of a traditional bank loan. Ameris, we traditionally use a local group called CADA to help us package those loans and assist business owners.
Okay. Can you discuss the different kinds of SBA loans?
Yeah, there's traditionally 2 types. The SBA 504, which is the fixed asset program loan, it is a fixed interest rate program. It's used for the purchase or expansion of your facilities or for the purchase of additional equipment.
James, can you discuss the different SBA programs?
Yeah, traditionally the 2 most popular are the SBA 504 loan and the 7A. The 504 loan is used to buy or expand your facilities or for equipment purchases. It is a fixed rate product which is very attractive in what we're now considering a rising rate environment, but it can be used to expand your facilities, buy equipment. The loan program is participated with your local bank. The bank will loan you traditionally 40% of the purchase price, 50% of the purchase price. SBA will loan you 40%, and then you will put in between 10 and 15%. The other program is the 7A, which is the loan guarantee program. And banks will traditionally use that if you don't quite fit their credit profile and you need some extra, what we call credit enhancement, then the 7A program provides a guarantee to the bank in the event that you are unable to meet your obligations. The 7A program, the only difference between it and the 504 is it will allow you to borrow working capital if you need that to feed or fund the growth of a business as it moves through the growth cycle.
You mentioned a program called CADA. I was a beneficiary of that program many, many years ago in a different career field. Can you discuss what CADA stands for? CADA
is the Coastal Area District Development Authority, which I am proud to say I'm a board member of. But it was formed in 1976 with a loan grant from the U.S. government to save a business in the Coastal Empire area. That business repaid the $5 million grant, and that was then used to start a loan fund. CADA has expanded that now to over $13 million, and the authority's function is to promote job growth in coastal Georgia. Most of the counties that it serves for the CADA programs, which have their own revolving loan fund, which they make loans, very similar to what SBA does, but it's focused on the counties most adjacent to the coast from Chatham down to St. Mary's. The other function of CADA is that they package SBA loans and are what is called a preferred lender. So if CADA packages and approves a loan, they do not have to wait on approval from SBA because they have delegated authority to approve.
James, can you discuss the CADA programs?
Yes, Jimmy. CADA has their own revolving loan fund, which has now grown to over $13 million. And these funds are used to promote business job growth in coastal Georgia. And the counties that those funds are serviced are Bryan, Bullock, Camden, Chatham, Effingham, Glenn, Liberty, Long, and McIntosh. So if you have a business owner that's looking to grow their business in any of those counties, CADA has a loan program that they can loan directly to those clients, and the rate is at or less than what the bank will be able to lend at. And these funds, this loan program is done in participation with the bank. So the bank will fund half, CADA will fund half, but the benefit is to the bank where a client may not quite meet the credit standards that they need for approval. By participating that loan with CADA, they cut their risk in half, which greatly enhances the likelihood of approval. The other programs is that CADA is a preferred SBA lender, and they package both SBA 504 and 7A loans, which is a great benefit to banks because most banks don't have the staff to actually package those loans and send them in for approval. So CADA is a wonderful partner to get those loans approved and get businesses funded.
James, what areas does CADA cover?
Jimmy, for the revolving loan fund, CADA is chartered to service the Bryan, Bullock, Camden, Chatham, Effingham, Glenn, Liberty, Long, and McIntosh areas. For the SBA 504 and the 7A program, they can service any county in Georgia, and they have the authority to go into Florida for Clay, Duval, Nassau, and St. Johns County, and in South Carolina, they can service Beaufort, Hampton, and Jasper counties.
James, if a business owner doesn't need the assistance of CADA or the SBA, are there other loan programs available to them?
Jimmy, I always recommend a borrower start with their local community bank because their community bank is very flexible. And if they start with a community bank, then they can take a look at what the borrower is needing to do and then try to find a program that works. SBA and the CADA programs are what we call credit enhancement. So if the package is not perfect, sometimes that is what gets approved. But if it's a good deal and the borrower doesn't need credit enhancement, then the bank can be very flexible with the terms of what we call in-house lending. For real estate loans, you're probably looking at anywhere from a 20 to 25-year amortization on a loan. That in a rising rate environment, you're probably going to be looking at a 7 to 10-year call, which means the bank will balloon the loan in 7 to 10 years so that it can be repriced. Or it may start off as an adjustable rate loan tied to something like prime.
James, if someone looking to start a business in the local area, where are some of the resources or agencies that are available to help them with the business planning process?
I always love to refer folks over to the University of Georgia Business Outreach Services. They have an office in Brunswick, and they also have an office in Georgia Southern in Statesboro. They have a wonderful staff that has access to world-class information that can help you research a business plan. I tell borrowers, a business plan is to help you figure out if the business is viable. A lot of people will do a business plan and then decide that it's not the right choice, that they need to go back to the drawing board and either refine their idea or go for a different plan. The other agency is SCORE, which you can just Google SCORE and they'll come out of Savannah. It's a group of retired business professionals that can give you great guidance.
James, with real estate investing becoming so popular, what programs does the Ameris Bank have in place?
Well, Jimmy, we do a lot of investor loans. They're traditional bank loans. Usually when a borrower comes to us, they're buying a piece of property that needs some renovation. So we're able to include the total cost of the project so that they can borrow enough to do the repairs and then put it back into the market as a rental or resell it. The traditional loan is we'll finance 75% of the project cost. So the borrower always has to have some skin, what we call skin in the game. We have a lot of people come to us that want to borrow money, but they don't have any cash saved up. So I always tell people, be prepared, plan ahead, and save your money to go into a project. But the loans are traditionally set up on a 20 to a 25-year AM, 7 years to 10 years on call, and at that time we can reprice.
James, thank you for being here today. You've been a tremendous banker for me and helped me in many ways throughout the years since the mid-90s. You were actually not my first loan officer, but the first loan officer to give me a loan. So at what was once the Hinesville Bank. So thank you for that. Is there anything you'd like to add?
I'd just like to say, Jim, I appreciate the opportunity to come today and discuss some topics with you. The market seems to be so exciting because it's been discovered by so many national brands that have come to town over the last 3 or 4 years. I think Hinesville is really on the edge of expansion that we've never seen before. And we're just excited to be here, and it's a great place to live, a great place to work.
Thank you for being here.